Hola y bienvenidos, bienvenidas a GCSE Spanish Practice. My name is Marina and today we're going to work on the role play on theme 3 for higher tier. Role play is worth 10 marks out of 50, so it's really important that we get it right because it is the first task we complete in our exam, so it sets the tone, and also 20% is a lot. So here we go. If you know what we're doing, you can skip to the parts that you would like to see or practice, otherwise stay with me because this is summary. First thing, what is the role play about? If you don't know what it is, please stay around. Exam technique. What do we do as soon as we sit down in the exam preparation room? Then we can work on model answers for today's role play. Then you can use my model answers to work on your own answers, or you can create your own from scratch. And part 5, I think, is the most interesting one, is when you practice what you have prepared. So I will pretend I am the examiner and you will be the candidate and you will use your preparation notes. And finally, it's always helpful to see what the questions were. So now let's get started. Now, what is the role play about? Role play is simply 5 sentences in English that are a script for an interaction with your examiner. And it looks like this. So you're talking to a Cuban friend and you have a script here of what you have to say to this Cuban friend. So you read the instructions and says, say what type of house you live in and give 2 details. This means you need to say something like, I live in a flat, my flat is big and I like it. That would be it. Okay, so you do the same for every time you say what something is, and you provide the amount of detail in brackets. Okay, and there's also a question you need to ask the examiner. This question is about whatever says here, not about anything you want. If you follow the instructions in the script and the amount of information in brackets and your delivery is good, that means there's no confusion and the examiner can understand, you get 2 marks for each of the bullet points, therefore getting a maximum of 10 marks. Okay, now this task is not about showing off your Spanish, so all that matters is clear communication, sticking to the script, so no need to extend. It is 1 minute, 30 seconds. There's no minimum amount of time. So it could also go like in 50 seconds done. That's fine. The important thing is that you communicate and you complete your preparation with the instructions. The final bit that you need to know is that you will take your preparation to the exam. So that's why it's really important that you have that exam technique. Okay? All right. So today's example, talking to a Cuban friend, and you must include a verb in each answer to score for marks. So there we go. We're going to start preparing. The first thing I would like you to do as soon as you sit down to start preparing in the preparation room is writing down role play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do write role play because then you have obviously the read aloud, then you have the photo card. So you want to know what preparation is it that you're reading when the final the important crucial time of the actual exam takes place. Okay, so role play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it doesn't matter if you get lost, you don't know where you're at. Just know that you're on the first question or the third question and you answer what you've got on your piece of paper. Right, so that's number 1. Number 2, follow the instructions. So say what type of house you live in. It can be a terrace house, I don't know, a hut, a tent, a flat, okay? What type of it? So 2 details. So I went with vivo en un piso moderno, 1 detail, type of house, en el centro de la ciudad. 2 details, and I added con mi familia because it's not too complicated. I'm not overcomplicating things and I'm sticking to the amount of detail. So I live in a modern flat in the city center with my family. Good. Ask your friend a question about houses in Cuba. Okay. So questions can start with háblame de, if we're not sure about what to ask, and this. So háblame de las casas en Cuba or de Cuba could work either, okay? Or absolutely no cuáles. ¿Qué piensas de? Okay, so what's your opinion? ¿Qué piensas de las casas en Cuba? Or ¿qué piensas de las casas en Cuba? Okay, so those would be 2 possibilities. We could also ask, what do they look like? So, ¿cómo son las casas en Cuba? But I just thought that these two examples are good. Also because ¿qué piensas? Is not something that we can always use. Okay. Number 3. What your future house is going to be like. This requires the future tense. Okay. So future tense can be I am going to live or I will live in, but something really safe to use because it's only one detail. If it were possible, I would like to plus infinitive. So, si fuera posible, me gustaría vivir en una casa bonita, and that would be the end of it. One detail, but I added some more for you today. Y acogedora en el futuro o cuando sea mayor. So like future phrases en el futuro cuando sea mayor. So if it were possible, I would like to live in a beautiful house. And then, y acogedora means welcoming, okay? Cozy. Acogedora. It's like really not your usual vocabulary term. So, acogedora, cozy, welcoming, okay? And then, en el futuro o cuando sea mayor. Really good structure to use for the future tense, okay? Si fuera posible, me gustaría plus infinitive. Number 4, say what you think about having a big garden and why, with one opinion and one reason. So something like, I like a big garden because I like to play football. Okay, that would be a good reason. So, pienso que tener jardín, and then is implied grande, es muy útil porque se puede disfrutar del sol, and that would be more than enough. But I added some more, y pasar tiempo con amigos. So I think that having a garden is very useful because one can enjoy sunshine and spend time with friends. Okay? And number 5, say what the best and worst things about your house are. So something like the advantage and the disadvantage, the good thing and the bad thing. And I went with a mix of both for you to see an example today. And I went with, on the one hand, por un lado, me gusta mucho vivir en el centro, because I said I live in the city center. So on the one hand, I really like living in the city center. Sin embargo, however, lo peor es que hay mucho ruido. The worst thing about it is that it is very noisy. Okay, so that's an example. I could have done, por un lado, me gusta mucho vivir en el centro, sin embargo, por otro lado, hay mucho ruido, and that would have been fine as well. Okay, I could have also said, por un lado, lo mejor de mi piso es que está en el centro. That would be very complicated. So you can see lo mejor, lo peor, la ventaja, la desventaja, por un lado, por otro lado. We can mix them up a little bit sometimes. So now it's step 3. So you can pause the video now and prepare by replacing the bits that I have highlighted with your own information, but following the sentence structure that I provided here, or you can do your own thing from scratch, okay? So hopefully this is clear and you have the time to pause and now to work on your own answers. And when you're back, we are going to practice. I'll be the examiner and you will read your questions, your answers to the questions. All right? Okay, so I am back. Are you back? See. So let's practice. I will read the questions and I will be the examiner and you will be the candidate. Read off your preparation. Obviously, it's very difficult for you to get any feedback. So if you would like me to see what your preparation is, just pop it in the comments and I'll take a look. Okay? Bueno, estás hablando con tu amiga cubana. Yo soy tu amiga cubana. Hola, ¿en qué tipo de casa vives? Ah, interesante. ¿Tienes una pregunta para mí? Sí, las casas en Cuba son bonitas. ¿Y cómo va a ser tu casa en el futuro? ¿De acuerdo? ¿Y qué piensas de tener un jardín grande y por qué? Interesante. ¿Y qué te gusta más de tu casa y qué te gusta menos? Comprendo. Muy bien. Okay. So that was it. It went very quickly. Now, if you want to know what the questions were, because this is really good for training that ear and getting some practice, stick around. So, what type of house you live in? The question: ¿En qué tipo de casa vives? ¿En qué tipo de casa vives? When you ask me, háblame de las casas en Cuba, o qué piensas de las casas en Cuba, I said, las casas en Cuba son bonitas, something easy, okay? It doesn't matter what the examiner says. Número 3, question about house in the future. ¿Cómo va a ser tu casa en el futuro? ¿Vale? Va a ser future. Número 4, ¿qué piensas de tener un jardín grande? ¿Por qué? ¿Qué piensas means what do you think? ¿Qué piensas de tener un jardín grande? Y número 5, ¿qué te gusta más de tu casa? ¿Qué te gusta menos? Okay, so por un lado me gusta, we could have said, lo que más me gusta es, lo que menos me gusta es. But I showed you a different structure today to use. Vale? So hopefully this is helpful and you enjoyed it. For more role plays, general conversation questions, writing examples, come back for more GCSE Spanish practice. There are new videos every week, and please like, share, and subscribe. Adiós y gracias.